Hello everyone, Bob here, and welcome to the Voice of the Movies. In today's episode, I'm going to take a look at my new arrival from Waxwork Records. This is the soundtrack to Rob Zombie's Halloween from 2007. First, let's take a look at the artwork here. It's very reminiscent of the one sheet of the poster where the mask is made up from different scenes and stuff from the movie. Slide it open. Got a scene with Michael and his mom. Malcolm McDowell's Dr. Loomis. One of the paper mache masks Michael makes. Of course, Laurie at the end, straddling Michael with the gun aimed at his head. And on the back, we have our track listing. It's the same if you bought the CD soundtrack when it came out in 07. It's the same exact thing. Then we've got more. It's Michael standing in front of his wall of masks that he had while he was in Smith's Grove. These are the record sleeves. Of course, this one is Michael puts his mask on for the first time in 15 years. Flip it over. This one has some liner notes from Rob Zombie. And then over here off to the side we have a kind of a silhouetted Michael, and I apologize about the glare from my lighting. Then the other, because this is a 2 LP set, the other record sleeve has Michael standing there with the butcher knife on one thing. I got a little bit dog-eared corner up there. Then you flip it over, and it's also Michael standing there with a knife. These are the LPs themselves. If you notice, these are a 45 RPM soundtrack. Notice the black and then the translucent parts of the record. Center label is standard fare there. It's got the track listing. You flip it over. Get a hold of it. Flip it over. Got a pumpkin on it. Then the other one, again, standard track listing. Flip it over. Oop. It's also got a pumpkin on it. Yes, these came with the nice sleeves like all Waxwork releases are now. So these records themselves will be kept in the archival non-static sleeves. And I'll just have these sleeves slid in there with it. Like so. Hey, it also came with this 21-page booklet. Notice most of these are just pictures of the movie. Some of them are behind the scenes stuff. And of course, it came with this cool little gift as well. So here's the thing about this album. Um, if you've ever seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. The music, and this is nothing to, this is not equipped with Tyler Bates. Yes, the Halloween theme is present in this movie, so very traditional. A few of the very traditional melodies from the Halloween franchise. However, they've been altered, and I get it, it's a remake and everything, but they are so far removed from what the rest of the Halloween franchise uh, sounds like that it's almost foreign at times, and that's fine. That, like I say, it's a remake. I get that they had to change it. This soundtrack, there are several tracks where it's lines from the movie, and then there's music in between. And this album is not just score music; it is also source music. And for those of you that don't know the difference, score music is the music that was composed for the film. That's like John Carpenter's Halloween theme in Halloween, or John Williams' music for Star Wars or Superman or Indiana Jones. That's score music. Source music is like when tracks that already existed, songs that were already in existence were used specifically for the movie. Just like this one. This one uses Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult, Love Hurts by Nazareth, Baby I Love Your Way, Peter Frampton, Tom Sawyer's Rush. And really, that's one of the reasons why I listen to this album. It's because the source music, I happen to be a fan of the songs that were in Rob Zombie's choices for this film. And to me, that has upped the I don't want to say up the value of the soundtrack, because this is most of the time I would prefer it to be score music. I'm not typically a fan of an album that's a bunch of source music, but this is the one exception. And like I say, big fan of Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Fear the Reaper, Nazareth, Tom Sawyer's Rush, Peter Frampton, all that stuff. And you know, there's Kiss song, Iggy Pop song, Alice Cooper, Misfits. That's great. I'm glad all that's on here. And to me, that normally, and this is probably, like I said, the only soundtrack you'll probably hear me say that, I'd rather listen to those songs than the actual score from this film. Now, there's nothing wrong with this score. It does a great job, especially the parts that aren't actually included on this album. But Tyler Bates does do a good job of getting a foreboding dread going. And there's just enough recognizable elements from John Carpenter's score for it to feel like Halloween, but it's also quite foreign. And truly, this is also one of the few films, other than maybe a John Hughes or a Quentin Tarantino film, that can play source music, and that feels like that's the movie's voice. It's like when I think of Halloween 2007, one of the things I think of is the Nazareth, the Blue Oyster Cult, all that stuff. Of course, for those of you that are really paying attention, you do know that Don't Fear the Reaper was in the original Halloween, which is a cool nod. But in the end, I listen to this album because I want to listen to the source music. There's nothing wrong with the score music, but it isn't the type of album that I'm going to go put on the turntable specifically to listen to that music. So for now, I'm going to give this album a B-. The packaging is good. Whether you're talking about the gatefold or the nice booklet with all the pictures from the movie, whether it's behind the scenes or stills from the movie, as well as the sleeves. Thought they were all great. Of course, like I said, I don't actually use the sleeves. I use the anti-static archival stuff on all my albums. I just kind of leave them in here long enough to do these voice of the movie things. But if it's just like a artist's album that isn't necessarily something we want to feature on here, yeah, it goes straight into that kind of it. The archival sheets. Like that. It better protects the record. And really, I'm glad they started supplying those, because that's great. And I wish more record companies did that. But that's all I've got for this video. I sure hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and please consider subscribing to this channel. I don't know what my next voice of the movie is, but I'm going to try to have one about this time next week. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe out there. For now, this is Bob, signing off.